In this video, I'm going to teach you how to decenter men so that you can finally reclaim your power as a divine feminine woman. And just a disclaimer, this is not directing any hate towards men in any way, shape, or form. So if that's what you clicked on this video for, then click off. Okay, so this is you, theoretically. Here we have our heart, which produces our electromagnetic field. Our energy, our aura determines our frequency. Let's start with understanding how we are actually conditioned to center males before ourselves and our own needs, how this can suppress us. Environmental. We observe the behaviors and the dynamics of men and women, how other women behave, how women are treated maybe in our family, our communities. We may find that we observe male-centered behavior performing for masculine validation. So we observe other women who have also gone through male-centered conditioning, behaving in a way that appeals to the male gaze, who have changed their behavior, who have acted in a certain way in order to get validation or to get a reaction or to please a male. So this often comes back to people pleasing, silencing our own needs, putting the needs of men before our own. And this teaches us that someone else's needs, someone else's opinions, someone else's fulfillment comes before our own. We may feel that our worth is tied to how well we can treat other people. Our worth is tied to how much other people are happy. We are only good enough if we are fulfilling the needs of someone else. This makes our worth and the love that we can receive seem conditional. It can make us feel unworthy. Like we have to prove ourselves in order to be seen as good enough, as kind enough, as sweet enough, loving, as feminine. So we have a block that forms in our energy, and this could be my worth is tied to conditions. This may also cause us to people please, people pleasure, no, people please, suppress our own needs. Societal, so feminine suppression and the suppression of feminine voice and feminine power is also taught to us on a societal level. And we see this all the time in movies, Disney princess movies. If you actually break down a lot of the childhood movies and the childhood things that we have been shown, it's often based on the perspective of a woman in need and a masculine having to come and save the woman, having to save the day. We grow up with media, TV, societal norms, movies, Disney films that actually make us think from a young age that our worth and our meaning in this life is always tied to a male coming to save us. That makes us feel that, again, we are only worthy when we have a masculine or a man in our life. We might think, I'm not worthy. We might think, I'm not whole / complete. Okay. Something else that is important that I guess kind of links between the two is also cultural norms. In certain cultures, the feminine is suppressed a lot more. We are very aware on a subconscious level, on a biological level, that men are stronger than us. Divine masculine is to protect on a more physical level. But because we have distortions and because we don't have a perfect world, this physical power has been and can be used and is used in a way that is harmful. We have physical strength / power. Oh my goodness me, my quads. My quads are hurting. Okay, which could make us feel unsafe, And again, we can silence our needs. we can conceal our truth. This gives us some background as to how we are conditioned to center the male and to suppress our femininity and ultimately our power. Now, there might be this thought that pops up in your head that says, okay, Holly, but why is that actually a problem? Like, why does it matter if I don't feel whole and complete without a man? Why does it matter if I get my worth and my validation from them? Now, I want to tell you why this matters, because these all sit in our energy fields. They change the way we are showing up. These conceal our truth, and they conceal our power and our authenticity from coming out, and traps our heart. So rather than all of this authenticity, this love, this unity, this connection pouring out from us and helping us to reclaim who we are, our power, and move with purpose, we're concealing parts of us. And our feminine power lays dormant, it's suppressed, and it's not activated in the way that it could be, that it should be, that would actually help us as individuals even more, as well as the collective and humanity as a whole. So these things might feel like they're loving and they're helping people, but they're actually a forced, distorted sense of love. This is a distorted sense of love. You're loving someone because you believe you're not complete without that type of presence. If you are changing your behavior and not showing up in an authentic way because you feel unsafe, these are all from fear. And if something is from fear, why not show up with authentic, genuine love that actually connects, that actually heals, that actually allows us to embody who we are, our feminine power? Because the love that we are giving is distorted love. Let's write out what I just said, even more sense. And actually, we can understand. I just rubbed off the learning objectives. I didn't mean to do that. I got too carried away with the cleaning. Point two, I remember point two. How does this show up in our energy field and suppress our energy field? I've already started to cover conditional love, distorted fear-based love, isn't how we want to be showing up. And by the way, this is for ourselves first and foremost, because when we have these signs of fear, it forms like chains around our heart center. So we cannot hold love, we cannot experience love, we cannot give love and receive love in the way we want to. It is based on conditions, and it means that we actually form unhealthy relationships. We might actually attract masculine energies that aren't healed, that aren't healthy, that don't provide what we want and what we need. We can't hold the capacity for love and experience love in the way that's authentic, that we're meant to, that's actually in alignment with our soul. Love is like everything. Love is the attraction force of everything, which is why actually decentering men and coming out of the programming and clearing the wounds and the energetic blocks that's left behind is so important. And I'm not just speaking about it being important to develop healthy relationships. I'm speaking about it in a way that it allows our soul to actually come forward and express itself in the way that it's meant to. Here we go, you're back. Chakras, and I'm just going to do them all in purple for now here. And we're going to be focusing in on the solar plexus, on the sacral, and on the root. I want to focus on solar plexus, sacral, and root. I believe it's this energy centers where these fear-based systems and conditions manifest the most as this blocked energy and these suppression wounds. So let's have a look a little bit deeper at this. Solar plexus is the center responsible for our personal power, identity, self-worth. So start to think in your head, okay, how could these conditions and these energetic blocks manifest here in a harmful, suppressive way if the solar plexus is linked with personal power, identity, self-worth? Hands up. You said if we tie our belonging to external people, if we people please, then we're going to have suppression and blocks here. because we're not reclaiming our own sense of personal power, identity, and self-worth from within. You passed class, you passed class. Very good. If we are giving our power to something outside of us, if we are putting our sense of worth, our belonging, our identity onto a man or something else, then we are giving our power away. We are handing our power, our energy, our worth, giving power away. Worth tied to external. People pleasing can cause blocks in this area. Loss of personal power. Sacral chakra is responsible for our creativity, pleasure, sexuality, emotions. So blocks and suppression wounds can manifest here if we have gone through a period of, let's say, trauma, if we've experienced difficult toxic relationships growing up, if we carry any guilt or shame around our bodies, our desires, who we are as a woman, if we have had our emotions suppressed. And this can again often happen when we have been told to change how we are in order to fit the male gaze, in order to be chosen, in order to be safe, can cause us to have blocks in this area. Suppressing our needs and our emotions to appear a certain way. And when we do feel like we are putting our own needs first or putting ourselves at the center of our life, we can then have this feeling of shame and guilt because we have been conditioned to always put other people before ourselves. Does that make sense? Leave them in the comments if you have any questions and I can just pretend you're asking me now. And blocks here can manifest as creative blocks, overgiving, guilt, disconnected from body. Something else that I want to speak about is that when we have energetic blocks and suppressions in any of these areas, it can manifest as also physical discomfort or physical issues. Obviously, we have our womb in the sacral area, so this can manifest as menstrual problems because the energy, the natural life force that should be flowing to this area has been blocked, basically. Let's just say menstrual issues. And this is why sometimes we can go to the doctors with issues that we've been having in our physical body and we cannot get to the bottom of it because it's manifesting because of an energetic block, an energetic suppression. And then finally we have our root. So our root chakra links with our sense of safety and belonging and stability. Root is like the deepest level of deep shame. So if we have been conditioned so much to suppress our needs, the effects of this can be this deep, like rooted sense of shame that can manifest as blocks in our roots and leave us feeling ungrounded. So ungrounded and unsafe. You can have blocks here often because of family instability, lack of support. It can also link to this feeling of rejection, feeling like there's something wrong with us, feeling like we're not good enough, feeling like we don't belong. And sometimes when we aren't kind of expressing ourselves for our truth and the way that we want to and would like to, the way that our soul desires, we can almost feel this instability and this sense of rejection. So what I'm going to do now is cover the final part of the lesson. I'm going to give you some tips, some practices and exercises that you can actually do so that you can try to break away from this conditioning, this fear-based conditioning, begin to clear and work through these energetic blocks that we have, so that we can actually reclaim our power. We want to reconnect with our heart for ourselves. We want to give ourselves the love from within. So rather than relying on external sources to feel whole, complete, worthy, lovable, we want to reclaim this from within and fill our field with all of this beautiful love, this worth, this fulfillment that comes from within, from our soul, from within, and direct it towards us. Self-love, self-worth, meditations, heart-centered work, and also inner child work, because all of these wounds and these beliefs really our inner child carries. So if we can connect back with them and help heal our inner child, we can reclaim our power and reprogram our subconscious mind. I'm not going to go into this in today's video because in my previous video, I spoke about inner child healing. So look at the video just before this one and you will learn more. Heart-centered work. Let's start with this one. Do you ever connect with your heart space? Do you ever visualize your heart opening up and clearing your energy field and clearing you? Do you ever sit with your heart and think about what's coming forwards? Do you ever feel into your heart center? These are all practices that you can start doing to feel your love. It is a feeling, it is a knowing that all of these things, this fulfillment, this worth, this validation, this feeling of wholeness, this inner knowing comes from within. It's never going to be found in the external environment, whether it's through a man, through a career, through a materialistic possession. A practice that you can take forwards is actually taking time out of your day to go into a meditative, relaxed space and close your eyes and just visualize your heart opening up and light coming from your heart, and sitting with this and just asking questions to your heart, questions that you want to get the answers to, feeling what's coming up. Very, very healing, and can tell you a lot of things that you need to work on. So that is the first little practice that you can do. I also have an ebook. I'm going to link it in the bio actually if you want to learn more about this. Please check out that if you want to get some more information on these topics. What we want to do with these meditations and these sessions is access the subconscious mind, program our mind to understand our power and understand that the love, the worth comes from within, because it comes from our soul, and every single one of us has a soul. So every single one of us has this unconditional love. We have just forgot it in this state of forgetfulness that a lot of us are in, and we want to feel into that. So connect with your heart, do your meditations on self-love, self-worth. Now let's focus on these 3 lower chakras, solar plexus, sacral root, and work on how we can actually begin to clear these, reclaim the power, the energy that is found here. So heart, I just spoke about heart-centered living, heart-centered work. If you were listening, you would remember. So we're going to work on connecting with our heart more. And what we can do when we have done this is visualize our heart opening up and visualize it clearing through the lower chakras and energy centers of our bodies. Stagnant energy, any blocked energy, any suppression that's there, we can regulate from within. We can use the energy from our heart and our heart space to clear the rest of our energy field in our system. With our heart, we're visualizing light pouring from our heart. We are going to imagine, that's not where your heart is, Holly. We're going to imagine your heart opening up, cleansing through the lower parts of our bodies. Cleansing through, cleansing through, cleansing through, cleansing through, cleansing through. And we're then going to take this and give the energy back to Gaia and connect to the love and light energy of Gaia. So we're going to have this stream flowing from our heart all the way down to the love and light energy of Gaia. Heart-centered work. We're connecting with our heart. We're opening our heart up and we're visualizing our heart, clearing these centers, clearing these centers, clearing these centers, clearing these centers, connecting down with the love and light energy of Gaia, Mother Earth, and allowing this to clear our energetic blocks. And what this does is this gives ourselves the autonomy, the power, because we're all very powerful, to generate and regulate our own energy through connecting with our heart. Really nice to do, really powerful to do, should I say, better choice of wording, is actually focusing on your womb area, links in with the sacral, the same way that we might focus on our heart. And just imagine just focus your energy here. Just connect with your womb space and just imagine you're directing your energy there again and you're clearing it out. You can imagine this as like water clearing through you, again, returning back to the earth, or your energy again. And if you want to give some extra intention and focus here to this area, this is a really beautiful practice to connect with your womb space. Because I'm so prepared, I also have this meditation linked in the bio below. It's hard sometimes for people to follow meditations and stay focused if they're using their own inner voice and inner narrative. So if you like my voice and you want to follow my voice, then check that out again in the bio. That's the last thing for you, don't worry. I'm not gonna bombard you with anything else. Who were you, or what did you like before the world told you who you should be? What things did you enjoy? What creative elements did you enjoy as a child before we were told to suppress certain things, to appear a certain way, or to be picked, or to be safe, or to be chosen? What did you enjoy doing? And connect back to those parts of yourselves. Maybe you liked drawing, maybe you liked art, maybe you liked making music, maybe you enjoyed spending time in nature, maybe you like to express yourself in a certain way, wear a certain style of clothes, do your hair a certain way, and you have disconnected from these parts in order to fit a certain narrative that you believe and you have been conditioned to follow. So start reclaiming the parts of you that feel authentic and don't be scared to reconnect back. So if we go back to those learning objectives that I got rid of a long time ago, you understand how we are shaped to change and suppress ourselves to fit the male gaze. You understand how this affects our energy system and our subconscious mind, ultimately the way we're showing up. You now understand how we can begin to reclaim our power, and you have some practices that you can start working with today to help step back into your power, reclaim your divine feminine energy, and actually open your hearts to show up authentically with love, firstly for yourself, and also hold love for others in a way that isn't tied to fear, that isn't tied to conditions, that comes from your heart and expands outwards. I feel like there is a lot of things that I could speak about on in this topic. So make sure you subscribe for lesson 2 on this topic. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it reached the people, the beautiful women that it was meant to reach. And if you have any questions, please just leave a comment. Thank you for staying throughout my chaos. The sun is setting now, so I feel the end of this video is gonna look very different to the start of this video. Maybe I look more tired too, I'm not sure. I appreciate you, and check out the resources in the description if you want more help. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.